This episode is an introduction for me into the Dead Dads Club.
Unfortunately, we're glad to have you.
Unfortunately, that is an entire branding campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we're glad to have you. Unfortunately, we're happy you're here.
Unfortunately. Extremely unfortunately.
Before I talk to you guys about how I found out my dad died, the entire enchilada, I want to start this episode off on a positive note, and it is with a peace story that occurred last night.
Oh, is this why I never got a call?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were at soccer practice with Lincoln, and on the way home, we have to take a highway. And it's not just like a regular highway. It's a highway that has no exits for the bathroom. It's a highway that there is hardly a shoulder. So I want to preface it by saying there is no shoulder for me to pull over and let my son go pee.
Great.
Okay?
Great.
So Creed's like, Mom, I have to pee so bad. And I'm like, can you hold it until I can find an exit? No, I cannot. Great. Pee in this water bottle. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's 5, so he doesn't understand when I say put your entire hang dang in the bottle.
Yep.
So he has it on the brim, on the tip.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the back seat, so...
In a moving vehicle?
Mm-hmm, not standing up.
Right, because we can't pull over.
So there's several odds stacked against him at this point.
Every single one.
But he was in such a good mood already. Like, we had been laughing for, like, the entire evening because he was just, like, in a really good mood. It was just a good evening. So he starts peeing and he starts panicking. I'm assuming because...
things are going places.
It's about to slip out of said bottle, and it just sprays into the front seat, all over my nav. Lincoln looks behind his shoulder like, what the fuck just hit me? Only to find out it was his little brother's piss. So I'm like trying to reach into the glove box while I'm driving to try to like wipe said pee off. And then Creed starts to cry because he thinks he's going to get in trouble, and I'm laughing. And he's like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, because only this would happen to us.
Yes.
And so he was like, I thought you were going to yell at me. And I'm like, no, Creed, you can't help it if you have to pee and you can't hold it. Like, you literally can't help it. So we laughed. We just laughed all 30 minutes home.
I would have crashed the car because I was laughing so hard.
It was all over the navigation system. I didn't need it, thankfully. And then I like didn't want to touch it because now it's pee. And so that was the eventful car ride home from soccer practice the other night.
I'm just wondering, was Lincoln okay?
Lincoln was just like, this is another fucking day in paradise. Like, this is just regular for him.
Yeah.
He never knows what's going to go on. So, but he's prepared for anything to happen.
If we attempted to play Never Have I Ever with your children, I don't know who would be out first.
Because it's all...
everything has happened to every single child.
Yes, 1,000%. So I am so glad that we could start Dead Dads Club episode off on a good note. The bad news is that my dad's dead. So
yes.
That's where we're at.
Very fresh for you.
Yeah, today's Thursday. Dad died Monday.
Yes.
So it's been a cool 4 days. And we were in Salem Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, we're getting ready to leave the hotel. And Elliot's in the shower. So I'm like, all right, me and Lincoln will go get everything packed up in the car, return the rental car, go to the airport. While we're packing up the car, Elliot will come down. Elliot's not down yet. Becky is helping me get some stuff together, and my aunt calls, and I'm like, all right, let me answer, because she doesn't really call me. She'll text me. So she calls me, I answer, and I don't think she even said like good morning or anything. It was, your dad passed away. So he passed away that morning, and I'm thankful for, this is going to sound so fucked up, but like, I'm thankful that he didn't pass away sooner, because it would have ruined our entire trip.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids don't have any sort of attachment, or they don't know him. They've never met him, not even one time. So it would have really just put a damper on the whole trip for them. Yeah. And I was really looking forward to spending time with just the 2 oldest kids. So I have to get out of the car, and I'm just pacing because I have not even left the parking lot of this hotel before. And then I call you because I'm like, I don't really know where I'm, like, what am I supposed, like, I don't know. And my aunt's saying she doesn't have the money for a funeral and whatever. And I don't think he's having a funeral, but he was a Marine. So maybe the Marines, like maybe the military can help. And so it's just like a bunch of moving parts so quickly. It was exactly 2 Mondays after I saw him, met him. Exactly 2 Mondays. So I saw him on the September 15th and he died on the 29th.
Which that was the second time that you had ever
Met him
met him
ever.
in your entire life.
Mhm.
So that comes, you're not even over that.
Yeah, I'm still processing everything that occurred when I was in Waco to go see him, because I know that I was going back and forth about even seeing him and stuff like that. And then the day that I went to go talk to him with my sister, my aunt, I was driving there with like the fuck you mentality, get to the door, and then I cry for the entire 2 hour visit. And so by the end of it, I know that he said that I still looked mad. Like at the end of the visit, that's what he said. He's like, you still look mad. Michaela doesn't look mad, but you look mad. And I said, well, I don't want to be mad, right? Like, I don't want to be angry, but you have to think about, this is 30 years of what I thought was a betrayal, or I thought like you didn't care about me. And just to learn that you tried, it's like, it's going to take some time for me to process this and really, like, I don't know, I guess come to terms with it. But that being said, I thought that I was going to have one more visit in me. Like, I thought in him, like, I thought I would go down one more time by the end of the year. So I softened up enough to think about, okay, I might go down one more time before he passes. So it was like, and I never got a chance in those 2 weeks. He also told me to add him on Facebook to take him off block. So I did, and I added him, and he didn't add me back. So that request is just sitting there now. I didn't get a chance in those 2 weeks because I was still processing and still am processing, like, how I feel about everything. And so he doesn't know how much peace that visit gave me. And I wanted to tell him. I thought I was going to have a chance to tell him before he died.
I can't imagine how that feels to be in your shoes. Yes, like something that I say to everybody that like comes to me, because I've had a dead dad for a long time. It's been 13 years.
You're the founder of the Dead Dads Club.
So he's been gone for a long time, and people will come and they'll be like, oh, well, you have experienced it, like asking for advice. And I am a big believer that everyone's circumstances that led them to being in the Dead Dads Club are vastly different. Yeah. It was just one thing that makes us all kind of united. But even that one thing is very different. Some people have dads like mine that drop dead. Some of them have long battles with health issues like Becky. Some of them had estrangement, never speak before they pass away. Some of them recently reconnected like you. So I commend you for wanting to talk about it this fresh, because I think that you're going to help somebody.
I hope so.
Big time, especially someone who might be considering reaching out, and maybe they have a parent, or it doesn't even have to be a parent, anybody in their life, friend, family member, something that they're not as connected with as they want to be.
Yeah.
For whatever the reasons are.
If you're contemplating going to talk to someone that you're estranged from, or you feel like you're disconnected from, whether it's a family member or a friend, like if you're even contemplating it, you should just go do it, for the simple fact that like you're contemplating it in the first place.
Yeah.
From the time that I went to go see my dad, I think it was on the September 15th, to the day that he died, exactly 2 Mondays. I don't know if I got the dates correct when I was speaking before. He was moved from his trailer to a facility, like a full-time care facility. So when my aunt called me, I want to say it was the 29th. I think it was the 29th. It was that Monday that he passed away. He died in the morning in his sleep. So I think he went mostly peacefully. And when we left, he did say that he didn't think he'd ever see my sister and I in the same room. So it was sort of comforting to know that, like,
you guys gave that to him?
Yeah.
I think that what you said in the beginning about how you thought you had another time that you would be able to go and talk to him, and you wanted him to know how much peace that conversation brought you. You know, I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
I don't, like, everybody can believe in what they believe, but I do think that I believe in a sense of knowing things. Like, I don't know how people know things, but I think that he probably knew, and I think that it put him at so much peace that maybe that's why he was able to pass peacefully.
I hope it was peacefully. I hope he didn't, like, suffer, you know. It's crazy, though, because, like, in all of this, because it's only been 2.5 weeks at this point for me since I saw him.
Yeah.
It has not changed how I feel about my mom dying. It has not made me want to go reconnect with her for peace, or like I want to go cuss her out. And I don't think that will ever, like, I don't think that I would have the same revelations or like the
Yeah.
same, I don't even know what to call it, like
This didn't emotionally impact you to the point of changing your mind
about my mom.
about your feelings towards your mom,
Yeah.
and if she were to pass, and the feelings that
Yeah.
deep rooted feelings that have now just grown
Yeah.
with what you learned.
Yes. And so I think that it's kind of interesting because I'm like, on one hand, I'm telling people if they have that feeling to go reconnect with someone, like go do it. But I don't have that for my mom. It doesn't make me contemplate. It doesn't make me want to change my mind. The only thing that I would want to go talk to her about is sort of like confront her with the information that my dad left me. And I believe him. There's nothing that my mom could ever say or do, I don't think, that could change my mind because my dad was so nonchalant about everything. And nonchalant in the sense that, like, I guess, like, he just didn't have, he takes everything at face value.
Mm-hmm.
It like when people say, oh, it is what it is, they say it like passive aggressively, or they say like, oh, I don't care, but they actually care. My dad did not give a single fuck. Like, this is what it is, and that is it. No pity party. My dad did not throw himself a pity party. He did not just try to justify anything. It's like very cut and dry, matter of fact, this is what happened. Where my mom will have like this, like, well, and then justify, or well, and then it's like a pity party. And you don't know how hard it was for me, though,
Where
my dad is like,
I
this
did
is what it is.
or
Like,
this is what happened. There's no embellishment
no.
behind it. There's no emotion
None.
behind it.
None.
It's fact based.
Yes. And so when at first it hurt my feelings when I asked him, and there's a video that is either going to be up on Patreon now or it will be. I asked my dad if he had any regrets, and he said no. And at first it hurt my feelings until I like sat with it for the past 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, what is there to regret?
I almost feel like you have to be able to put thought into something and know the opposite side to be able to have regrets about something. Like, I almost feel like he really had come to terms with whatever the lack of relationship with you, wherever the relationship ended with your sister, and he just moved on because he didn't know any different. It's not like you were in and out of his life, right? It's not like you came and then left and then came and then left and then came. So I almost wonder if for him, the regrets would have come after that visit of what could have been.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that he was a very interesting person because I later learned, and by later I mean yesterday, learned that he had 2 associate's degrees.
In what?
Associates of Science, and then something in hospitality and golf course management or something. And so that was really interesting for me because seeing how he lived, and then my aunt also telling me like he lived without what most people take for granted on a day-to-day basis. And I'm talking like middle class, lower class, what middle and lower class takes for granted every single day. My dad lived without it. So he was like poverty and below and was fine. You had 2 associate's degrees and you were in the military. You lived in the Philippines, Alaska, Hawaii, all these places. He never wanted better for himself. Like, he never, like, you had the means for it. You used the GI Bill for 2 associate's degrees or whatever the hell however you got those degrees, and then you did nothing. Like, what an interesting person.
I feel like you got to go on a journey to like kind of not really uncover, because it's very surface level, it seems. But like, I would have never, just from watching the footage you took and the conversation you guys had, I would have never thought he even wanted to go to college.
Well, here's my first thought was 2 associate's degree, but not a bachelor's degree. Never did anything with either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or used the knowledge. He also could have stayed in the military longer to just live a little better than what he was like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like,
Do you think he just lacked passion in life?
I think the birth, I keep calling it a defect. It's not a birth defect. Like, the birth injury, I think basically fucked him.
Okay.
Like, there was no, outside of like what is right here and what I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you in fact, I'm speaking to you cut and dry. There was nothing else there.
Yeah.
Like, and when I asked him, did you love our moms? Yeah. I don't know that he was capable.
Like, even knowing what love is or feels like, or.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying that to bash him. I'm just saying, like, I these are the things that I have thought over the last couple, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then to learn that he had 2 associate, I'm just like, so he didn't have to live the way that he was living.
No, it was a choice.
Like, you let yourself go to that point. Developed no relationships with anyone, really. He was with the woman that he lived with for 25 years. I thought it was his wife, but I guess maybe common law wife, but it wasn't his wife. Together for 25 years. But it felt like more,
Companionship.
yeah,
Just like to have somebody there.
yeah.
Not like there was like a
And I don't want to speak
passion.
ill of her. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm just
I mean,
like,
you
I
don't
don't
know
know that I don't know that he was capable of
Like
deep friendships or deep relationships of any kind, not just with
with
me
like
or
the
my sister.
emotional ties. Like
Just with
there's no
anything.
there's no emotional aspect. It sounds like.
Yeah. Like, I cannot describe this man thoroughly enough for someone to understand unless you were there. Like, there was nothing here.
Lights on, no one's home.
Yeah, but that's how it was when I met him the first time when I was 17. Like,
I was going to ask you, like, comparing, obviously you didn't have a lot of time with him when you were 17.
Yeah.
You went and whatever, but was there anything different?
no. Very matter of fact. Very, this is how it goes. But, like, I know that now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back when I met him when I was 17 and all of, like, that whole thing. And then also this, it's like, this is just who he was.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But I didn't get to, I think that's what but I would rather be crying about that than crying that I never went in the first place.
Yes. Like, I'm very glad that you went. I know you were trying to not go. Very hard.
Well, what's crazy too is like the way that it all played out when I was going down there. So my aunt called me on a Friday, and you and Rebecca had blocked off, so the Friday my aunt called me. We didn't block off this week. We
It was
blocked
the
off the
next.
following week to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't even supposed to go when I went. When my aunt said that it was morphine every 4 hours, which turned out to not even be true.
What?
It turned out to not be true. He was not getting morphine every 4 hours. So then when I talked to my aunt after the fact, when I got home from the visit, she was like, yeah, I thought it was premature that you were coming down.
You're like, but you told me it was morphine every 4 hours.
He was literally in the car. Like, my kids, we were coming home from school pickup, and she literally told me, like, you need to get down here sooner rather than later. So I did.
Which, great that you did.
But it was just like, we all thought he had more time because I get down there. He got up and went to the bathroom by himself.
I remember seeing that in the footage where you were like waiting for him to come back out.
He got up and he was, he was a little winded when he was talking, but it seemed like he was not okay, but he wasn't on his deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out here like literally wrote deathbed questions. And I still can't get over all the people who are like crucifying me on the internet for like confronting my dad on his deathbed while he's like going through hospice. But like, when was a better time? I guess like while he was alive. Like, I don't know.
Nobody can judge a situation they're not in.
Like,
I
could not have. First of all, I'm somebody who performs well under pressure. That's the first and foremost.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, your dad is dying, it's like, oh, let me get my shit together really quick and go try to handle this business.
Yeah.
I also, until I learned that he was dying and had very little time to live, I didn't think I was ever going to confront him. I truly never thought I would ever go talk to him or my mom ever again.
In the over a decade, I mean, literally Lincoln's about to be 13. 12.
So I've known you
Literally
for 13
12
years.
Yeah, because you were pregnant. Never one time did you say, we've talked about the visit that you did. We've joked around about the meat fridge and all the things. Never one time were you like, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to talk to him. I want to talk to him. You've said that about your mom off and on, about confronting her and wanting to sit down with her and ask her questions and things, which made sense to me because you are a mother.
Yeah.
So I think that you relate on not just like, it's not just a daughter talking to her mother, it's mother to mother.
Yep.
So that always made sense to me, but never did I ever hear you say that you were even interested, because you went.
It just wasn't ever going to be something that I wanted. I never pictured myself doing it. So then once my aunt called me and said that he was sick, it sort of just changed my mind about everything. So the people who are saying, like, and I've said it on every podcast, I think, like, these two specific creators have made the same video over and over. Mm-hmm. Same situation. Like, oh, like, I think one of them called me Garbage Pail Kail and was like, she's going to confront her dad. It's so selfish, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what was the alternative? Go talk to him when he's alive, but it doesn't feel like there's anything I have to say until I'm in that situation.
Well, I hope people get, when they watch the Patreon of your visit, it wasn't like saying you're confronting. First of all, I don't know what the negative connotation is behind I'm confronting a situation or a person. That doesn't mean you're going to go start a whole fucking fight. You're
Right.
just, I'm not having a confrontation. I'm confronting them with questions that I need answers to, facts, whatever. You're trying to figure out a situation. I'm not going there to, you're not going there to fight with him when
I
he's
think people
ill.
have held on to like who I used to be, like very emotionally charged all the time.
Yeah.
And I said that to my dad. I've struggled my whole life with being angry. Like I've just been mad my whole entire life, and I don't want to be mad. I don't want to feel this way. And I walked into it, and I went back and forth of it on whether I was going to ask him questions or not. Like I had them just in case. But then at some point, I was like, I'm not going to ask him because then I felt bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got there, I didn't know what to say. So then I was like, I have questions for you. And he was like, okay, ask him. Like, it was almost like he was expecting that anyway. And he hadn't seen Michaela since she was 5 or 6. So I was kind of asking questions on her behalf. She didn't have any questions. She was more detached from the whole thing. And I think she wanted to meet him, but she didn't necessarily have anything to say to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are the questions that I asked. This is a note that I wrote in my phone September 10th. I finally like put them in my phone, and it literally says deathbed questions, but he wasn't even in a bed. So he was literally in a chair. But I said, why did you leave? When did you leave, and why? I was stern about my questions at first.
To me, when I saw how you asked them, your instant thing was, I was a bitch.
Yeah. When I saw myself.
You kept saying that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is literally how you speak when you are feeling something towards something. I said to you, like, when you're passionate towards something, not exactly the word, but like when you're passionate, yes. But when you're having any type of emotional reaction, that is how you speak.
Well, I'm a bitch.
I don't identify it as you being a bitch. To me, that's just when I know you actually give a fuck about what you're talking about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
When you said that's how I am on the podcast, I was like,
yeah. Sometimes when you get really like
worked up,
not really worked up, but when you are invested in something,
okay,
that is how you speak. So to me, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it threw me for a loop when I watched the footage back, and I'm like, I'm a huge see you next Tuesday. Like, I'm a huge cunt. I really do need to watch my tone, because I don't mean anything by it.
Tone is hard, though. We've had those conversations with each other. Tone is hard, right? Like, you could be in the middle of doing something, answer a question, you're not even paying attention to the way you're saying something, and somebody walks away from that thinking you're pissed at them, or you hate them, or something, and you have no idea unless you're confronted about it. Weird word.
Weird word. So I said, when did you leave? Why? When did you decide that you were not going back to Pennsylvania? Did you ever try to call? What did Susie do? You knew my mom struggled with alcohol and addiction. How could you leave me with her? Which I later found out that it was court ordered after he tried to kidnap me. He did kidnap me, and took me to the hospital once. I guess the way, and I don't, until I see the paperwork, which I'm going to do. I want to go to Honesdale, Pennsylvania, and I want to request records from the court. I want to know exactly what is in those court records. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I said, you knew, like, how could you leave me with her? From my understanding, when my dad took me from Pennsylvania without my mom knowing and took me to Texas, I guess the like CPS, Children and Youth, whatever program is in Texas at that time, approved my aunt to raise me on behalf of my dad. So she was approved to have custody of me. But my mom came from Pennsylvania with a court order from a judge that said that he had to stay the fuck away from me.
Why do you
Because
feel like-
state lines, I think, because it was basically like a kidnapping.
But why do you think she did that?
She just simply didn't like him. My dad did not abuse my mom. My dad did not have an addiction. My dad was not an alcoholic. And then I learned that when my mom was saying, oh, he couldn't keep a job, he was a bum, it was because in the 90s, I guess in the 80s and the 90s, with construction and blue collar jobs, unless you're like project manager had the next job lined up, you might go 6 weeks between this construction job and the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom was out here she simply just didn't like him and wanted to keep him away. There was no real concrete reason outside of she just simply didn't want him around. But it's been difficult because I'm like,
You probably want to make sure the same mistake is not made.
I never, and I've said this since Elliot was born, I never have ever been in the business of keeping my kids from their dads, ever, because of how I grew up. And so I asked him, like, did you ever try to call? What did Susie do? You knew my mom struggled. How could you leave me with her? Well, he didn't have a choice. Like, it was literally court ordered. He had to stay away. He said that he sent me a necklace at one point and it was returned back to him. I said, you don't think it would have been better for me to be poor with you than with her? I don't remember what he said to that. Did you ever speak to her during my childhood? Did you ever send money or gifts? And by money, I meant like child support. Because my mom tells me that he never paid, which I think he didn't. But now I know how he lived for himself. He wasn't going to have anything to give me either. Did you ever ask for me to spend the summer with you? Which I learned that once my mom had that order, how he couldn't. You obviously went on to have more kids. Why? I thought that was interesting. Did you think of me when Michaela was born? We were born 4 years apart. I'm March, she's April. So almost exactly 4 years apart. And my sister and I weighed exactly the same.
Oh my God.
We weighed exactly the same. And I think we were the exact same inches long. So that was really interesting. Like, did you think of me?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went into the history of our names because our names are so similar.
Mm-hmm.
And both of our moms told us that they named us. My mom told me she got my name off a soap opera, and her mom told her that she got her name off of a show of some sort.
And that's not true.
That is absolutely false. And I believe my dad, because again, cut and dry, he said Hawaii is his favorite place and Alaska. Alaska and Hawaii are his favorite places. And what's so fucking weird is that my sister's favorite place on earth is Alaska and my favorite place on earth is Hawaii. And we were both named after like themes in Hawaii. So my dad was stationed there for the military. I think he said for 3 years. 3 years. And he actually married a Hawaiian woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Kai or AI is big in Hawaii, like the letters in Hawaii. So he named us Kaylin and Michaela and then Ray after himself. So, and then when you put our names together, Michaela Ray, Kaylin Ray, and then Michaela spelled Kail, it's like our dad did that. So why our moms tried to lie to us. Also, I learned my sister didn't find out about me until she was in middle school. So I had added her. She told me this and I didn't know. I added her on Facebook and she didn't know who I was. So she had already been on Facebook before anyone, and her mom told her to delete it. And I added her again, probably thinking it didn't go through. The whole time I knew that she existed because my mom's ex-husband told me in a fight. So it was just like a really weird, like how everything sort of came together. Yeah. You wanted to have more kids. Did you think of me when Michaela was born? When did you leave Michaela and why? These are like the questions about my sister. Did you try to see Michaela after you left? Which that's a whole other situation that I'm not going to speak on until my sister says that she wants to talk about it, because I almost am like more mad for her. Excuse me. Did you have any other kids? This is an important piece because the first time I met him when I was 17 and pregnant, he told me verbatim that you have siblings in the Philippines.
I saw this in the video.
And I get there and I asked him again because I'm thinking they're going to come up on 23andMe or Ancestry. Like, I'm excited. Have been since he told me 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. This time around, he says, no, you don't have siblings in the Philippines. Everyone in the military says that.
And you were like, no, they don't.
My mom's whole side was military men. Okay. My mom's dad, grandfather, all of them. Two of my exes are military. Javi's Air Force, Elijah's Army. Nobody has ever said that to me. So I'm thinking.
Imagine Javi came home from being deployed. And
there's other kids everywhere. The boys have siblings everywhere. If Elijah came home, Elijah was stationed in Hawaii. If he came home and was like, the babies have siblings in Hawaii.
I just need to know we need to poll that.
Like,
how many military men?
Does it happen? I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like, he told me that when I was 17 and I have died on that hill 12 times. I've literally been so excited. I have been so excited, okay?
Oh
I
my
also
God.
found out Nicole from book club is also Filipino. She's probably my cousin.
That's what you thought. And now,
He crushed my dreams.
yeah, your dreams crushed.
So,
Left there without more siblings.
but then I was like, this is how we get him to take the DNA test. We have to see if there's more siblings, because now that I know that you were also in Japan, you were in Hawaii, you were in Alaska, you were in the Philippines, there is a sibling somewhere. Take this DNA test, please. And then he says, I don't have nothing to hide. I'll do it. So we're waiting on the results. Do you have regrets? If so, what? He had none. Not a single one. Couldn't name one thing that he regretted. Do you have any final thoughts? And I felt like that was a little morbid. That wasn't really the direction.
I think you meant in the moment.
In the moment. My aunt is coordinating everything with the funeral home. He is being cremated. I think that was his wishes anyway, but I also told my aunt would prefer him to be cremated. My aunt has been really, really great through this whole experience, I'll say. She told me she would do whatever I asked, like as far as like my dad's services.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a whole lot. He didn't have friends. He really didn't have a whole lot of family. I did say cremation. She agreed. I think that's what he also wanted. The military is going to give him a headstone for the Marines, and they do some sort of graveside something.
They do.
And so the plan right now is that he'll be cremated in the next 2 weeks, I believe. That he'll be cremated in the next 2 weeks, and then I'm going to wait to go back down to Texas until they do the graveside with the headstone and stuff. When the headstone is done, I'll go down, which we're looking at November. So for now, it'll be that. I didn't want to go down for the ashes because I'd rather just be with my sister, my aunt, and everybody once I get down there. So that's the plan right now. And I did text my sister this morning and asked if she wanted any of the ashes. And she said she did give us permission to talk about this also, just the whole experience. She said I have her permission to talk about anything. There's just certain things that I'm not willing to. She will be willing to, I'm sure, but I said, do you want any of Raymond's ashes? And she said, I guess I'll just need to separate him and my mother. I guess that can be my last nice gesture.
So something you were talking about on Coffee Convos 2 weeks ago was that you were actually feeling really emotional for your sister because she was about to become an orphan.
Mm-hmm.
Now that happened, is that something that's also like on your mind? Like when you found out that he passed away, what were you feeling? And what have you felt like the days since?
The day I found out, Monday was really hard for me. Like it was weird because like I would cry and then I'd be fine. And then I would cry and then I would be fine, like if nothing was happening. But it's weird because I do feel disconnected from him, but I'm so emotional about it. And I'm having a hard time like understanding that part of it. Is like, I don't know why I'm emotional when I haven't had a relationship with him my whole life. So like, I really don't know.
I think it's still a part of you. Like that's still a part of you, kind of like you were talking about instinctually, like how you are with your niece and your sister. I think it's literally made half of you. I think also finding out that had it not been for your mom, there would have been a chance to know him, maybe not live with him, but to know him and have some sort of relationship. It's very possible. Like, do you feel like you might be grieving the relationship you could have had?
Yeah, because I think even though he was, and when I tell you guys like he's poor, like I don't mean like poor. I mean like
poverty level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
below.
Yeah. I think that one, I needed to be exposed to that as a child, because if my mom didn't have it, my grandparents had it. My grandparents never made sure I never went without, what they knew. Mm-hmm. I don't think they knew the extent of what was going on, the circumstances that my mom had me in, because at the end of the day, like they want to believe their daughter over me. Right. So I never went without when I lived with my grandparents or when I stayed with them. I needed to be exposed to that. And I also needed the chance to decide on my own. I needed to be given the chance to decide for myself, not to go live with him or not, because I don't think at this point in my life that a child should be able to decide those things unless there's like abuse or certain circumstances. But I needed to be given the permission to get to know him and form my own opinion, so that if I wanted to have a relationship with him, I could. I also don't understand why I couldn't be sent down there for the summers growing up, because I could have stayed with my aunt and had a relationship with my dad through my aunt, because my aunt had not much, like she wasn't wealthy by any means, but she had like a very nice home. She had 3 kids that were around they're all in their 30s and 40s now. Like I could have had a relationship with him through her, and I was never given the opportunity to do that. And what's so interesting to me now as an adult and as a mom of 7 kids, right? Like I have to have a village to help me, to help make my world go round. And so I'm thinking, Javi moves away, Lincoln goes there in the summertime, right? Why did my mom not make her life easier and send me down there for the summertime? Even if it wasn't with my dad, but with my aunt, and have a relationship with my dad through that, you didn't have to pay for childcare. You wouldn't have needed whatever I had it for Elliot whenever you get like state assistance for
Mm-hmm.
daycare. My mom was constantly shuffling, and out of pure desperation, my mom left me with unsafe people because there was nobody else to take care of me. You could have sent me down there to be with my family for free all summer and didn't. For what?
And like you missed out. You missed out on a whole side of a family.
Well, so my two of my cousins called me since then, and my one cousin Carly, she messaged me. She's a couple years older than me. I'm 33. She's probably 35, 36, somewhere around there. I don't really know how old she is, but she's in her 30s. She messaged me something along the lines of like, she basically said like, by no fault of our own, like we don't have the relationships that first cousins should have, and like she wants to make space for me, and like we just don't know how to do that because when you start as adults, it's just way harder. Like my sister and I should be so much closer than we are, but I told my dad to his face, I said the adults couldn't get their shit together enough so that my sister and I could have had a relationship. Had both of our moms and our dad and my aunt, had they worked together, me and my sister both could have been with my aunt in the summer times, or like she lived in the same town as my dad her whole life. So even if she wasn't spending the full summer with them, she could have known me, but our parents literally could not get their shit together enough.
Yeah. And I think that's really sad. And then on top of that, you have your own situations with your kids. And now I feel like, not that you weren't doing a good job before, do you feel like there's any pressure now for you? Do you feel like you're going to do anything differently or be more in tune to try to avoid doing certain things because of the experience that you know you had?
No, I think it just amplifies. I mean, I've said it since I started Teen Mom. I will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that my kids have relationships with their siblings. So it just like sort of amplifies those feelings that I've had. And I mean, if nothing else, I think that I'm able to use how I grew up and the lack of relationship, I guess, with my sister to know that or to feel that.
Oh, I have a couple questions for you,
Okay,
actually.
great.
Well, my first question is like, how are you doing?
Mostly fine. It's weird because it's like my dad died, but what does that mean? Nobody knows me to have a dad. So it's like a weird, like, am I even allowed to cry about it? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why I cry about it. I don't know why I get upset. And
But that's for you to work through, and you to figure out. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel.
well, when I have my kids' dads telling me that I'm only doing this for content, it's like I feel crazy
Mm-hmm.
because take the podcast away, take all of it away, I would still be crying about it.
You were.
I forget who I told. Maybe I told my dad. I don't remember. Like having misplaced anger my whole life. Like I should have never been mad at my dad. And so like I don't necessarily have regrets because I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like reflecting on everything. Like all of my feelings were so misplaced. And I don't know what to do with them now because I haven't been able to confront my mom yet. And I don't know if I ever will be able to because we could reach out. I did end up messaging her from my sister's account because she has me blocked.
Mm.
So I messaged her from my sister's account, and I'm assuming that to this point she has not responded because my sister probably would have told me. And so it's been weird. And I don't think I've cried about it since Monday. I was upset about related to this. And I looked at Creed and I was like, sorry, my dad died. And he goes, I know. So like my kids don't even understand the weight of like the conflict up here because it's not like they lost someone, you know what I'm saying, or I lost someone that they knew.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a hard time understanding it because they also didn't even know he existed. They thought he was dead this whole time.
That like exactly.
Like Lux literally said to me, I thought he was dead already. Like he didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's been like, and how do you explain that to kids who don't understand? And that's why I think like it would have almost been better for me to be exposed to how my dad lived, you know, who he was around, Texas in general, like things like that. Like I don't know. because I would just have like more of a well-rounded like perspective on life, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like that was a question I had for you was do you tell your kids? Have you told your kids? Does that go? How do you even
So when I got the call from my aunt on that Friday, so I guess it would have been just, this is more for me than for the listeners. Um, I saw him on the 15th. So it would have been September 5th I got the call. Um, September 5th I got the call that he was not doing well, took a turn for the worse. Lincoln, Lux, and Creed were all in the car. So they sort of knew, but I don't, again, like, it doesn't hold weight for them. And I can't expect it to because they didn't know. But like, that's the whole thing. I also, now that that reminds me, I showed him pictures of my kids. I showed my dad. It's weird calling him my dad because Pop Up's my dad and Raymond's not my dad. Um, but I guess they can both be my dad. I showed Raymond pictures of my kids and he said nothing. He literally said nothing. And I said, "Are you going to say anything?" And he's like, "What do you want me to say?" That's how matter of fact he is. Like, he literally looked at me dead in the
just
face and was like,
no emotion?
if anyone's listening to this episode on audio and not the Patreon video, there's also a video on my Patreon of me going to my dad's and asking him questions. And I filmed the camera one of just me because I wasn't going to put him on there, but there is some of us at the table. So I'm showing him pictures of the kids and he doesn't respond. And then he says, "How do you feel about Elliot?" So apparently Raymond was keeping up with me online, finds out his grandson is gay. Now, Raymond is he was a bull rider. He was a Marine from Texas. My guess, and I don't know this for sure, is that he's probably conservative. With that being said, he also lived all over the world, Japan, the Philippines, Hawaii, Alaska. I mean, these are places that you are seeing other types of people, all walks of life. You're seeing life. Like, I just feel like when you travel, and you haven't been out of the United States, so that's why I'm more so saying it to you, is like, it broadens, like, it keeps you open-minded because you see the way other people live in other countries, for better or for worse. And so it opens your eyes to so many things, right? And I was a little surprised by his reaction to it because I'm like, okay, if he's from the South, he's conservative. I thought he was going to be like,
Like, did you think he was asking you because he was going to tell you that he
doesn't
wasn't okay?
approve? Yes. Like, I thought he was going to be like, I don't fuck with that. Like,
You thought he was going to have some shit to say about Elliot.
yeah, because he's real country. I'm talking cowboy hats, no teeth, bull rider, no, he's country. So with that, I assumed, which maybe I shouldn't have, that he's conservative and so that he was not going to be okay with, I mean, I didn't think he would be okay with homosexuals. So he says, "How do you feel?" And I said, "Fine." I said, "My son is high honor roll, president of ASL club. He's, a great kid by all definitions of the word, of the term. Like, he's just a great kid. I don't care who he loves. Like, who the fuck am I to shun my son for that?" And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "I don't care. I was just asking."
And you're like, oh, wow. Dodged a bullet.
Like, I
there.
gave a whole speech on why I don't give a fuck because I thought you were about to rip me a new one because my son is gay.
He's like, I just want to know how you felt about it.
Yep. Literally just like that. He's so weird.
Like, that's
Well, was. He was so weird. Like, what an interest. Like, I literally left that, I was going to say appointment. I left that visit and said that my dad's personality is going to be my personality for the rest of my life. I want to be as
carefree.
And I was going to say careless. I want to be as carefree as Raymond Glenn Lowry. I want to live my life, the rest of my life, with that level of I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. Take it or leave it. Like, that is what I want to live like.
He was how old? 60 something?
66.
That also comes with fucking age. I'm not saying, like you said, he was no different when you met him when he was 17. But I will tell you that my mom, the older she gets, and Debbie is about to turn 70, the less of a fuck she, and I didn't think there was any fucks to give, but
Yeah.
somehow she keeps dropping the fucks.
I think it was the birth injury.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So it
birth
didn't
injury.
take the age to catch up for him.
No, I think he's been like this his whole life.
Which, that's great. Could you imagine how, like,
I'm stressed out about court coming up.
just in, like, the
I
lack
wish
of
that I was
stress?
like my dad,
That's
and
what I
it's just
need.
like, we got court coming up.
And that's it. And that's literally
see what
probably
happens.
as far as the thought goes.
That's as far as it goes. That's literally
it.
I did learn, and I don't know if I said this on the other podcast. You're just a barely famous listener. He did show up to every single court date for the first 2 years. Every single court date regarding me.
How'd that make you feel?
Misplaced anger. I did not know that. I didn't know that he was trying, and he had no money, to the point that he was driving from Texas to Pennsylvania.
Oh my gosh.
So my aunt would put her 3 kids, my dad and her, in her van, and they would drive every single time. Like, she was as invested as like a parent would be.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was more invested than he was.
She had the emotions.
Yeah, well, she's a mom. And I think, like her with me as her niece, and me with my sister, and me immediately just like having that instinctual, like, magnetic connection to my niece. Same situation with my aunt and me. So you fall in love with these kids as if they're your own, really. You love them like your own. And so she was like my dad was the parent, and then she was really the force behind him.
Yeah.
And so learning that, like, he was there for the first, but it was that final court order from crossing state lines and all of that, that my mom.
He thought there was no shot.
No, there wasn't. The judge, it was like almost like a restraining order, like, you cannot see them kind of deal.
Which
but I would like to
sad.
I would like to confirm that with the records.
Mm-hmm. I have another question for you. Do you feel like you visiting him now that he's passed, do you feel like your visit was closure, or do you feel like it was almost a cruel twist because now you learned all this information? If you wanted to have a relationship, you can't. Or are you in the middle?
No, I feel like it was closure. I don't know that I would have a relationship with him, only because he was still the very, like, cut and dry, surface level. Now, maybe we would have been, like, able to wish each other Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday or something. I think I could have had that sort of surface level connection, but a relationship, no. Like, I probably would never have taken my kids down there to see him or anything. I just wish, like, if he would have cared enough, and I don't mean that in a cruel way, like, he just doesn't have the capacity. Yeah, if he had the ability to, like, I don't know if it would have meant anything to him, because one of the last things he said to me was, "You still look mad," right? And I'm trying to explain to him I don't want to be that way anymore. If I would have just gotten the opportunity to tell him, like, I'm not mad anymore, like, I really appreciate the time that you gave me. That was like 2 hours, but I don't know if that would have made a difference for him or not. So it's more that piece of it is more for me, just to let him know, like, I'm not mad anymore. That part of it is like, that sucks, but I definitely don't think that we would have had, like, a relationship.
You looked, and the people will see it if they watch the Patreon video of your visit. The relief that was on your face after coming out and getting in the car and starting to film again was literally visible.
Except
like,
for the part where
lighter.
I was, like I said, when you guys watch it, at first I was hurt that he said he had no regrets. But now I'm like, I'm at a place in my life where, like, I hope to live like that. And also, his explanation for having no regrets was like, you can't change it no matter what. So what is the point of regretting it if you can't change it at all? So that was sort of his explanation. Now that I've sat with it for some time, it feels better.
Yeah. So something that you immediately said to me, like, I'm talking within 24 hours of him passing away, was,
I'm scared.
People were reaching out to you about him passing away because you had posted that had happened on your personal Facebook. And you were talking to me about the dumb shit that people say when people pass away. You literally said to me, If I hear about one more
Don't
person's
care.
dad, you said you didn't talk about your dad.
Why do you?
Becky didn't talk about her dad. And I was like, we sure as shit did it because we're already in the club.
Becky was sitting in the passenger seat. We were waiting for Elliot to come downstairs because she was going to say bye to all of us and then she was going to go back to her family. She didn't say a fucking word about her dad dying.
No.
When I told you, you didn't mention your dad. Your dad's been dead for some time.
13 years, baby.
And not one single time did you like, yeah, that's that. Me too. My dad died too.
No.
But then I did it to somebody this morning. Jerry texted me and said, my sister passed away this morning.
And you said my dad just
I
died.
said, my dad died on Monday. So I guess.
People try to relate because they think it makes people feel better. I think that's just an innate human response where you're like, okay, I need to make them not feel alone. So I'm going to relate as hard as possible. It does not matter. Like, I don't care if I have to whip shit out of my ass to try to relate it, but I'm going to do it. And death is not the time
to relate to people.
To try to relate situations. It happens, right? Like, it definitely happens. It's not helpful.
Okay, so what exactly is the premise of Dead Dads Club? It's just like we're all of our dads are dead, but like at what point can we all collectively talk about our dead dads?
Oh, as soon as your dad dies, you can join the sick humor, right? Like, oh,
I got jokes for days.
I'm as cold as my fucking dad is sitting in a wall. I want to be with my dad in said wall. You know, you can talk about it and like. And that goes for, like, I accept dead moms as well. Like, I accept dead mom people.
Okay.
Rebecca, unfortunately, is in that club.
I'm sorry.
So we accept everyone. It's not just dads. But, like, it's a unifying experience for sure. But, like, you can start with the sick humor as soon as you enter. So, like, you became a member Monday. So if you want to talk shit.
Well, I was already in the Dead Dads Club because at the time I thought it was deadbeat for me.
Okay. That might be, like, a
So before I was in... I was already an honorary member of the Dead Dads
took
Club
you in
with a deadbeat dad. So it was like everybody's dad is dead and mine was just deadbeat. So it's like sort of the same, but now he's officially dead.
Yeah,
so
you're an official member.
Right.
You got your ribbon Monday.
Right. But he's about to not be horizontal anymore. He's about to be in an urn. We just ordered them on Amazon this morning. So that was a nice twist of events, was shopping for urns on Amazon, which was so morbid.
Amazon has a ton of urns. Like they have.
Oh, they have 4-packs of urns.
Yes, they do.
No, so
for family members, the minis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got necklaces and shit.
No.
I told you what we did. Not for my dad. He's in a wall. But.
Rebecca was like, I'm not going to get the 4-pack for you because I'm like, there's only 3 of us that want ashes. So like, we don't need the 4-pack. But I was like.
It could have been a bonus.
It's just the fact that like death is just fucking permanent and you have to decide what fucking color urn you want. And it's weird. And you can buy them on Amazon.
And you have to do it pretty quick.
And it's like, what else do you need from Amazon? I need tampons. Yes. I need snacks.
Yep.
Ghost energy drinks. And can you get my dead dad's urn?
It's literally like you got curb stomped. Like you get curb stomped with the death. And then it's like, also, you need to do this, and you got to shell out like $10,000 at minimum.
But don't forget to get the urn on Amazon.
And if you need an urn, PSA to everybody, if someone's dead and you need an urn, do not do it through the funeral home. Do it through fucking Amazon.
Well, to be fair, the funeral home urn was like this like golf moment, which I also learned my dad was a golfer, like a wannabe golfer, which...
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Lincoln.
Marshall Merrick. Lincoln gets it from Raymond. So he gets... What was I saying?
The golfer at the funeral.
Right. So the urn that had the golfer on it from the funeral home was $180. But you go on Amazon, you can get an urn for $30.
Yeah. I was going to say $180.
Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
Does he even own Amazon anymore?
I don't know. He can own me with that money.
You evidently got the urns from Etsy.
PSA, go get
also check out Etsy.
Go support a small business.
Have you had any what if thoughts? Since your meeting or actually since he passed away? Because I still do.
No, the only what if that I'm most concerned about, I would say, is what if my sister and I don't have a relationship anymore because the one person that brought us, he didn't bring us together. The reason we're connected is gone. We don't have that in common anymore. Like we do, but we don't. I'm just scared that we won't have a relationship or like the reconnecting that we're having right now dissipates,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to happen. So that's like more the what if. But outside of that, I don't. My sister fully encouraged me to go fight Susie. Not actually fight her, but go confront her. And so that's what I want to go do now. And so really the what if I would say regarding that is, what if Susie can back up what she has to say?
Then you're going to be like super conflicted. But I think going to Honesdale and getting your records is a very good idea.
Sign me up.
For sure.
You think I can make a request online?
Yeah.
Some Delaware court is not online at all. So I wonder if I could do it.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
How often do you go visit your dad? Do you have his ashes, or is he literally in a wall?
He's literally, his body is inside of a wall.
Oh, have you ever seen it?
Have I seen his body?
Mm-hmm.
No. Like, he's in his casket that we picked out.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom will also go in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
it's like essentially a double wide.
Trailer?
But basically.
Oh, well, Raymond lived in a single wide.
It's really deep back there. So I stayed when he was getting buried. Everybody left and I stayed for him to go in the wall. And I remember them taking the thing, because he's in a mausoleum, so they take this thing off, and
that's expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive. That was my dad's final wish, because this man that I miss dearly was so dumb, like any other man, and he said, "Oh, it's climate controlled."
Who said that?
My fucking father.
He wanted to be in a wall because it's climate controlled?
It's climate controlled, so when people come to visit,
they don't have to worry about...
They won't be cold or hot. No, motherfucker, it's not. Oh, it's not climate controlled. It is fucking hot in the summer, and you're freezing your tits off in the wintertime. Does not matter. So, and it smells really bad.
Really?
They put like air fresheners in there.
But once the bodies are decomposed, what is there to, like, over time, does the casket not bust open from the gases?
So the last time I went to visit him, taking this back to this little question, I think I texted you about this. I'm pretty sure I did. I think I texted you telling you it smelled like dead bodies in there. And we had to report it to, like, the cemetery. I don't know if their things were dying. I don't know if the air fresheners were dying, but there was definitely a smell of, like, you cannot mistake the smell of death. You cannot.
I've never smelt it.
I have, because I saw my dad a long time after he had passed away in the house, because they did a whole investigation and stuff. Just because
the way he died
and his age and whatever. My mom did not kill him. I did think that for a second, but she did not.
You should write a thriller book.
Maybe.
You thought your mom killed him?
Briefly. They argued that day, so it was a little sus, but it was fine. You know. It was
Debbie.
Fine.
Debbie.
But, like, also, I was young. I was 18. I saw him. I'm like, why does his neck look broken? I have to ride for my mom. You're already gone. I'm really sorry about that.
I'm really sorry about that.
It wasn't good. So, but it was just
so the gases.
So
was there a fresh body in there? Because at some point,
no, so, like, the fresh bodies aren't the ones that stink. But what I did learn when I did a quick Google search, like, do mausoleums smell? Can they smell, and why? There's supposed to be, like, drains and stuff in there, because I guess your body, like, liquefies basically at some point. And it's supposed to be able to flow out in a way. And if it doesn't and it gets stuck in there, then it stinks. And sometimes it, like, it can drip down, like, the mausoleum, and all kinds of shit can happen. So I was pissed off because of how fucking expensive it is to even get into a mausoleum.
I'm still stuck on the part where you said that it liquefies. So if it
like,
liquefies,
your bones get left, but, like,
why do people get buried? Because I don't want that to happen to me.
I guess you go back.
What is the purpose of paying for a casket, a funeral, all of these things, a mausoleum?
To make you feel better?
No.
And to give you a place to go visit somebody. I used to go a lot. Because it would bring me, like, not really peace, but, like, it just felt like I was, like, closer to him when I was younger. Because I was so fucking lost of just, like, it was so unexpected, too. So it's not like there was any prep. So I was like, I don't even know what to do. So I used to go more. Now I go on Father's Day. And at some point around Christmas, I try to go on Christmas Day. But it's hard now that I'm married, because I have to go do the whole split holiday thing. I try to go. But, like, I feel him. I think about him when I'm at home, when I'm doing stuff, when I'm driving. Like, So it's not, I don't feel like I have to go specifically there to think about him, or like, I don't feel him there. He's not there. Like, he's just not there. Like, his body's there. Like, what do you want me to do? I literally went on Father's Day this year. That's when it smelled really bad. It was hot as fuck. And I literally said, I knocked on the thing, and I was like on his little headstone thing, and I knocked on it, and I said, it fucking smells. It's not climate controlled, and I'm pissed off, so I gotta go outside. Because my mom's parents are in the same one. So when I walk in there, I've got relatives.
So one of them is liquefied. One of them is liquefying. You don't know if it's your dad or your grandparents.
There's like 50 some people in there.
I'm not want to be in a fucking mausoleum with people I don't know. If you're gonna put me in a mausoleum, you better put all fucking own little 8 of us in there.
Well, then you're looking at like
a family. What would that run me?
It's depends on how gaudy you want it to be, because they have those in that cemetery.
Matter
it's like
of fact,
a crypt.
put me in
a crypt, like the family crypt.
Put me in a crypt with all my children.
I mean, you have enough.
I don't have a spouse currently. Oh, their spouse. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I will say, when I got diagnosed with MS, I was like, if I kick it before you, I might need to take your place, to my mom.
Wait, is there enough room for you in that mausoleum?
They might have an open spot. My mom was like, you and Corey should
so if they
reach out to the office and ask them.
At any point, do they take the caskets out and put somebody else?
No, they just build another mausoleum. Like, that's they stay in there for a long... Next time I go, I'm going to FaceTime you.
I'll throw up.
But you can't smell it through FaceTime.
No, but I don't even...
I'll have to FaceTime you from in it. And, like, we'll go examine, like, the longest person that's been in there. Because your death dates are on your thing.
If someone buries an urn full of ashes, do we have to request from the cemetery for them to be dug up so I can have them instead?
Yes. If anybody gets buried, you have to request exhumation?
Because my grandparents, like, I want their ashes, and nobody ever asked me, did I want any ashes?
That's really fucking sad.
Like, no one even asked me.
That's really sad.
I might text my uncle, hey, do you think I could exhume my grandparents? Because he's probably power of attorney.
Just get some of their ashes out.
Yeah. Because I fucking loved them.
They also scam the fuck out of you at cemeteries, too. Like, when you're in a mausoleum.
I want to own a funeral home at this point.
I mean, they make fucking bank.
Because funeral homes, unless you're going to, when you're going to go out of business, somebody's always dying.
You're never going to.
This is morbid.
I mean, it is, but that's why they call it the business of death.
Well, sign me up.
It's like part of it.
Killer funeral homes.
You could just do killer. Nothing, just killer.
Killer death services.
Like, it's insane. But
killer.
Yeah. To answer your question.
Killer funerals.
I don't go as often as I used to.
Okay.
Because I don't feel the need to anymore.
So since you said that funeral homes make bank, would you say that would be a good business venture for us?
I mean, I said that when my dad died.
So should we do it? Well, now so it's like Kail and Kristen at it again. Welcome to the Dead Dads Club. You are signing up with Killer Funeral Homes. And the K is for Kail and Kristen.
You know? Like,
the K is for we didn't kill him.
We didn't kill him, but we'll keep him.
We'll bury them in a mausoleum. They'll liquefy at Killer Mausoleum.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions for me? Involving
Not yet,
grief and death,
but I'm sure that this is a roller coaster, and I'm going to cry at times I don't understand because grief works in really weird ways. And I'm on top of this, for anyone wondering, Buddha also has cancer. So it's like
you're going through it.
I learned that in the same week my dad died.
You're going through it.
It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other questions at the moment.
That's fine. At the beginning of the episode, you said when you found out you were crying and then you would stop, and then Monday you were crying and then you would stop. That is literally grief. That is so normal. I could be fine for 6 months and not cry about my dad, and something happens and I am a fucking nightmare. Ask Corey. It's not good.
No, it's rough.
It's really bad, and it could be the dumbest shit. And a lot of people say the first year is so hard when somebody passes away. For me, it was actually the second year.
Really?
Because you expect it. People tell you this year is going to be hard, right? Like, you're missing all the firsts and whatever. People tell you that it's going to get better. It doesn't actually get better.
You just get used to it.
The best way I can describe this, somebody described it to me this way, and that's how I completely agree. Grief is like a ball in a box. And right now the box is very, very small. So the ball is constantly hitting all sides of the box. So it's more frequent. When you're longer out, you get a bigger box. The box gets bigger, but the ball is still there. And it fucking slams at the most unexpected moments into a side, and the side would be you, and you lose your mind.
Interesting.
That was like the best depiction I've ever heard.
I don't know that I'll have that same.
You had a very different situation.
Because it's not like I'm doing anything without him. I never did anything with him.
No, but I think it's more internal for you. Like, it's a lot of internal thoughts. Like, nobody knew how you felt. Nobody knew.
Well, I always said that you don't miss what you never had.
You have always.
So for me, it was like, I can't miss my dad because I never had him.
Mm-hmm.
I can miss what I never had because I'm more so grieving the loss of what I could have had had the adults got their shit together.
Correct.
And my mom knew about my sister. My sister's mom knew about me. My grandparents knew about my sister. Everyone knew about each other, and none of them could get their shit together. So it's like, I'm grieving that.
Yeah. And that's hard. And it's very lonely.
I would like to end this episode saying that when I left my dad, I said, I don't know if I'll ever see you again. I left there thinking he would live for another year or two. That's what I thought. No hug, no handshake, no anything. But it was like, I'm glad we did this. He said he was glad we did this. And, you know.
If you could tell him something.
I would say, thank you for making time for my sister and I to go there. Brought me peace that I didn't expect. And I'm not mad because when I left, he said, you still look mad. And I would tell him I'm not mad anymore. So, I hope he died quickly, and I hope he died painlessly, and I don't know that we'll ever know that. I hope he had COPD, so I hope he didn't suffocate. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he didn't wake up and was like, can't breathe. I hope it was peaceful for him, and I truly think that he did what he could to his ability with him being as poor as he was, and also just, you cannot tell me that that the birth injury wasn't real because I saw it. Like that, you don't just have people walking around like that for no reason. And I don't think that was his fault.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Do you feel like you asked all your questions, or if you had one final one to ask, would you have anything?
No, I don't have any questions for him that he could have answered for me. I asked literally everything I could think of, and he welcomed that too. So just for anyone who's trolling and hates my guts, he was ready to answer questions and expected it.
I'm really glad that you got to go. I don't think that it makes the grief process any easier.
No.
You would have been grieving regardless.
I don't know, though. Like, I think I would be more angry. It would be a very different grieving experience where, like, now I know where he stood on everything. I know what he sort of experienced and things like that. So I think that now I have like a softer spot for him. Whereas if I never would have went, it would have been like my dad's dead. Like, I don't care kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Now you just have to work on that anger